Hi, sir. Kavi ma'am is just coming in a minute. Hi, ma'am.
Hi, hi.
I'm just admitting Nicholson.
Hello, how are you?
You're look you're looking fabulously glamorous in your backlight.
I thought for Freedom at Midnight I have to have an appropriate setup. What a
My favorite.
fantastic first two episodes. I wish I could. I've been telling them, please give me the rest of it. I
I'll
need
send
to
it to you. What
watch
are you
it.
telling them? I'll send it to you. You know me,
Please do.
you're my favorite, so I'll send you, yeah.
Thank you. It's just so fantastic. And but actually the star of it is Jinnah. I mean, he's really and RS
Hey,
is
don't say this kind.
fabulous.
Don't say these kind of things. It's being recorded. But
No,
you can't
anyway,
help it. In the sense, you can't help it. Even if I did, it's just that he's such a
it
fascinating
is.
character in terms of
Yeah,
just
and
the,
it's history.
and no, also being so diabolical, right? In the sense that
Yeah,
I don't know.
great. So let's begin. It's being recorded, Anjali?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
I
just
think.
Yes,
hit
it
replay.
is. Yes, it is.
Okay, great.
Arey, Sudhir Mishra gave me just stick, yeah.
Why?
Because I haven't called him back in 2 days. He called me a couple of days back, and I told him I'll
Yeah,
call
I'm
him
sure
back.
he wants to watch it.
No, no, no. He has the rights to this. I mean, he wants to make that John Company Nawab and John Company thing that he's been working
Oh,
for 10 years,
that's
right?
right. That's right. Yeah.
And he's been asking me that should I buy the rights from whoever he has. Sudhir has a habit of spreading himself wide ना. ये मेरा प्रोड्यूसर है अब ये मेरा प्रोड्यूसर अभी उसको लगना है कि मेरा बच्चा मेरा प्रोड्यूसर है तो वो क्यों नहीं प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है मेरे लिए यू नो
Great. So, Nikhil, first, I want to congratulate you. It's a mammoth task, and you've undertaken it with great honesty, great integrity. And I think you've done justice to each character, for that time. And we must remember it's for that time. We are, of course, 75 years from that event. So, obviously, everybody will have an opinion. And already I can see a lot of the opinions coming out, from Vivek Agnihotri to whoever. But tell me about the whole, the undertaking. It is a stupendous undertaking. Talk about it. When you bought the rights, did you imagine it would be like this?
I didn't buy the rights, yeah, Kaveri. Danish, in fact, today, somebody who had started working in 2018 with Danish Khan, Indranil. He told me, and I messaged him and I said that, thank you. Today the trailer gets out, and it's been a long this thing for us because we started working in 2020. And he said, I started work. The first thing I did when I entered his office, because he was head of production at Sony Studio Next, you know. And Indranil said the first question he asked me is that, how can we get the rights to Freedom at Midnight? So
Right.
I think if I have been pretty obsessed with Freedom at Midnight as a book since I was a young, a young or teenage boy, Danish Khan and Shaugato have all been equally obsessed with it, right? So
Obsessed.
I think that once we pass the test of Rocket Boys with them, okay, but it has been done. A show like Rocket Boys can be made. People will watch it. It became pretty evident that the next step needs to be Freedom at Midnight. And I think that when we discussed it, Rocket Boys season 1 had just happened, and they were in negotiations, final negotiation of Freedom at Midnight. And once it came, my first question to them was, I hope you guys know there's no budget yet to this. And they promptly
Uh,
did a U-turn and went away, you know. And then they came back and said, laughing, and we had, I think that I would not be able to do what I did without the support. And even now, we're releasing a week from now, and even now, both of them are watching episodes still and saying, because can we make a change in this? Can we do this? This can be better. There was a line which we narrated, Kaveri, we narrated a line about a year and a half ago. Uh, we did all the 15 episode narrations, and when I gave the episodes to Sony Live to watch, and then he came back, and Danish came to say, did you not shoot that line because that line was so important? And I had shot it, but for some reason, Shweta had cut it out. So I
right.
called up Shweta and I said, Shweta, what happened to that line? He's right. Why is it still there? And he
Right.
said, yeah, it's there, but I just felt that the episode is about that line. So yeah, the episode is, but the line is the full stop to that episode. So just we should bring that line back. So it's just been incredible collaboration by the yeah. And I'm not just
Right.
saying it because I'm already doing their biggest show, so I
Yeah,
don't.
absolutely. So, just to get back to it, when you undertook it, did you realize, because you've done Rocket Boys and that also has scale, but this is at another level. It's like making 15 Gandhis, as in the Gandhi. So, talk about that experience. And then in this environment, which is so polarized and so politicized.
Yeah, I think the polarized and politicized environment gets taken care of when we basically just decide that, why don't we just follow the events of the book and try
Right.
and put every single person who's going to watch this show into the same rooms as where these incredible men were forced to take the kind of decisions that they took, right? Uh, uh, Once you do that, and once you know that we are also there, it's indisputable that from August 16, 1946 to January 30th, 1948, which is the span of the book,
Span
right?
of
Or
the
which is
book.
the span of my 15 episodes, right? Is it the events that we have chosen to show, it's indisputable that they happened. What the role
Yeah.
that each of them played, and what they said and how they said and all. I think that those things that we have chosen to arrive at, given the fact that we know that possibly Gandhi was so ideologically strong, Sardar was realistic and pragmatic, and basically I wanted to play him as, let's get on with it. Let's now move.
Yeah.
We this place, Azadi. No, just like that first episode line, right? आजादी सिर्फ एक कदम दूर है, बापू ने says, पर क्या ये एक कदम हमें अपने हाथ में को कुचल के लेना पड़ेगा? So
Exactly.
it clearly shows you that one person is just like, you know,
Let's get
and
on with it.
yeah. So and I showed it to somebody, and they said that it's amazing that you played Sardar as this, very uh, um hard-nosed Gujarati businessman, right? In the sense,
Exactly.
right? That's मतलब वो let's move, let's move.
Yeah.
Nothing is, um, which actually, when you see when Kaveri, when you see the remaining, the rest of the episodes, he also is heartbroken, which is then by
Right.
drop three says that,
Yeah.
you tell me what I'm supposed to do. You tell me what I'm supposed to do, and but he tells Gandhi that, when Gandhi comes and tells him,
Right.
"Dekh Jinnah, just, you know." So I don't know. I think we were very clear. Let's stick to the book. But having said that, let's stick to the book. We were also clear that let's make sure that the book says something. Let's make sure we have enough other uh, sources that are backing that. You know,
Right.
uh, the more contrarian those sources are, the better it is for us. So we have a different point of view and a different perspective. So a lot of work has gone, Kaveri, in the research and in the writing room. 2 years, 2 years of writing, right? I mean,
Wow.
it's been incredible. 2 years of I was 10 days away from shooting after the first year, and I called up Danish sir and Shogat, and I said, we are not ready. We are
Right.
not ready. And they said, okay, how much more time do you need? And I said, I think 1 more year to write. We need one full more year to write. We are not ready, you know.
Right.
And then we went to it. So yeah, so mammoth task to tha hi, but you know me, and you know the kind of stuff, whether it's Mumbai Diaries or whether it is POW or whether it is Rocket Boys or whatever, it's only been mammoth these things, right? I mean, we are always
Yeah.
punching slightly above our weight.
Above your weight. Yeah.
So
That's good,
so
no?
yeah, I
Otherwise,
mean,
good things
I
will
don't
not
know
get
better.
done. Yeah.
I don't. My wife Suparna says that, why do you make life so difficult for us? Because uh, as a filmmaker, the people that you are living with, they suddenly live your life, right? So I'm coming home at 2 o'clock at night. I'm living. I'm getting stressed that the episode is not landing correctly, or should I really, at one point it became a little mathematical also for us. We can't have too many English scenes together. People will get
Right.
This is today is an audience where boss 20 seconds mein they are just switching things off.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so many things that we had to take into, yeah. But mammoth task, so it, it was
Was a
it
given.
it was a game. I mean, when you're seeing this book, it's 500 and whatever, 50 pages or 52 pages or whatever. And the responsibility in given the current environment, the responsibility of getting it right is so important, you know. So yeah, I knew what I was getting into. I had told Shogat that he makes fun of me all the time. I said, if I don't do anything after this, I'll be happy, And he said, ha 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 ha. That'll never happen.
No, but fantastic work. So, talk a little about each of the main characters Nehru, Jinnah, Sardar, Gandhi, yes, and Mountbatten. I think these are the
So I'll tell
five
you.
principal.
I'll tell you that I think I think once the research was done, we knew very well. I told Divya Didi Sharma, who is the dialogue writer, that uh, uh, so I'm going to make it all a little sound a little frivolous, but I know that I can say it with you, sway with you,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you'll write it in the right context. I told my writers, boss. Sardar and Nehru are
Jawahar.
Jai Viru. They are Jai Viru. Gandhi Thakur hai, or Jinnah Gabbar hai. Now let's write.
Absolutely. Surely.
I said, let's
Absolutely.
write. I
Yeah.
said, let's write. And I told Divya Nidhi, who's writing the dialogue, I said, boss, scam is a living example that Indian audiences love dialogue bazi. Let's make sure
Right.
that these people are saying dialogue bazi, right? So on one hand, I would
Right.
say that I should call it, there's a shot in the episode 7, and which is there in the trailer, which dropped today, where you see the camera goes on all of them in 1920 at the Nagpur tent, and there is Gandhi standing in
Huh.
the center, Sardar and Nehru on one side, and then Sarojini Maulana and everybody else. I said, this should be, I want an Avengers kind of shot. This is the Avengers. So,
Wow.
so for me, really, Sardar, it all started with Sardar, because I knew that Sardar, the more I read, the more we read about, we said that he was so practical, and
Yeah.
he was so ready to take the difficult decision, where and basically speak the uncomfortable thing in a room. He was
Right.
so ready to do that, that he became my starting point.
This center point in a way.
the diametrical opposite of that would have been Gandhi, who was basic for
Right.
Gandhi. I said he should be like Jesus of Nazareth. When he says something,
Ah,
everybody becomes quiet. It's
right.
done. It is God has spoken. Okay,
Right.
और कुछ नहीं बात कर सकते इसके उससे बाहर,
Right.
right, and Nehru needs to be the guy who's been torn between ideology and pragmatism, and he doesn't know
Right.
which way to go, whatever, because very clearly the ground reality is what Sardar is voicing, while Gandhi
Yeah.
is trying to say that that whatever happens we cannot
We divided.
we can yeah, no we cannot. It's not about division. I don't think it was only about partition. I don't think it was only about
Yeah.
Gandhi. It reached a stage by 1947 where really it was about the higher being and principle, and we can never ever this thing our principles ये है हमारे सिद्धांत. I mean in 1922 non-cooperation at it is hugely successful. The British are about to be completely distinct, and he says no chori chora
He
gandhi
says no. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right. So these two really became my poles, and Nehru. I wanted to do like a tug and pull between the two of them, right?
Right.
And I think Jinnah actually became funnily came alive for me in the scene where he's told that he's dying.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's a very powerful scene.
Yeah. So suddenly,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that a lot of the things that would have uh, 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 a lot of the things got accelerated and got
Right.
distinct because suddenly he had a time. So there is a ticking time clock in the entire
Right.
show. Even the background music, Ashutosh Pathak and I sat down and we said, "We tuck, 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 tuck."
Tuck,
There's
tuck,
a
tuck.
ticking
Yeah.
time
And
clock.
then there's a clock also.
Yeah, so there are clocks they're clocks, and it's like a metronome, right? So
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
are things that I said, like for instance, when the typewriter inside the journalists of newspaper offices
Ah,
they should be like
tuck, 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 tuck.
machine
Yeah.
gun firing, right? Because
Yeah.
each word that they're putting out is actually a massacre of
Yeah.
Rawalpindi,
Right.
mayhem in Calcutta. So it should just feel as if that machine gun fires are happening, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so the ticking time clock and Jinnah basically and it's so funny because we had the scene in the episode one where where Fatima tells him that या अपने आप को दिखाने के लिए कि तुम गांधी के बराबर हुआ, and he says मैं गांधी के
Right.
बराबर, don't patronize
Oh,
me,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
The next minute he's dying. The
Yeah.
next minute he basically finds out he's dying.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then he says कि अब दुनिया सुनेगी जो हम कहेंगे, right?
जो हम
And
कहेंगे. Yeah.
there everything became, so lots of people when they tell me now, oh, but did they do it like this and did they get it right? And today, in 2024, you can turn around and say that maybe some of the decisions they took in retrospect, if they had just thought about it or looked at it from a different perspective, we would not be where we are and whatever. But the point is that neither did any Congress member know that Jinnah was dying. Just
Right.
imagine, would you not imagine that when Jinnah is almost dead or in the hospital and about to be pronounced dead, that possibly Nehru did not pick up the phone on Maulana and say, hey, he's dying. We should have
Yeah.
waited for 2 years.
Yeah.
दोस्त
Yeah.
के लिए ठहरना चाहिए था यार. You know. So I'm saying that actually that set motion for me for everything. And Arif is so brilliant as an actor. Like I told him at
Excellent.
every
He's
stage, I
brilliant.
told him, remember that you are dying, boss. That cough
Yeah.
needs to keep coming in, but you're you
Yeah.
know you're willing to fight
You're
even.
relentless.
Yeah.
Even then, you're relentless. Yeah.
But I'll fight everybody. Yeah.
Right. So
So
I
that
think,
was my
and
flaw. And Mountbatten really, so Mountbatten, one thing was so interesting was that there's a line in Freedom at Midnight, in the book, right?
yeah.
Which is in my second season where migration is happening, 20 million are crossing people all over. Death trains are going left and going up and down between both these things. And there's a line in the book, Kaveree, where Mountbatten says that Nehru and Patel came to him and said, "Please help us run the country. We don't know what to do." That set the motion for me. I said,
Yeah.
I mean, this man is So Mountbatten was so narcissistic. He's into his uniform and into his titles. Do you know why we celebrate 15th August as our Independence Day?
Yeah, I think it has something to do with Burma, na?
It has to do with that. It was the it was when Japan surrendered to Mountbatten
Surrendered.
in
Yeah, yeah,
Singapore when
exactly.
he was the
Yeah,
Supreme Allied Commander of Southeast Asia, right? And when
right.
the press conference where they asked him, "Do you have a date?" He said, "Yeah, 15th August." Cut to
15. Yeah,
all the pujaris go to Nehru and they say that we know you don't believe in this thing, but Rahu, Ketu, Shani, Vani, whatever, what is all wrong. 15th August cannot be the date, right? Iyengar says that no, he doesn't believe in this, but he says no, my people believe in this. So what we will do is my grandmother used to say Hindu Pancham ke hisab se the day starts at sunrise. So
right.
we will do it at midnight. So
Midnight.
Mountbatten gets to keep face and you guys it's still not the 15th as far as the Hindu calendar is concerned. Right. So
Right,
he negotiated that, which for me was Nehru.
right.
He became the negotiator between Gandhi's ideology and Sardar's pragmatism.
That does, yeah. Yeah. And then the negotiator between, your former
Everything.
colonial power and then you as a new country.
Yes, and the only person who he was not willing to negotiate with was Jinnah.
Jinnah. Exactly. That was for him was a no-no. That scene is fantastic. I just love that scene when
Where they
they're
get
facing
lost.
each other. And
Oh, well. No, but
the
even the scene
the
where they get
Karachi
lost.
halwa.
Yeah. But the scene where they get lost inside the Viceroy's house.
Oh, that's so funny. And I think what is wonderful is that you're able to show the friendship for what it was because they were all such good friends. They were
How would they
colleagues, they
not
were
be? How
compatriots.
they have
I
known each
mean,
other.
they've
They were
come through
working
thick
together
and
40
thin.
years. Yeah, how would
Exactly.
they not
And
know?
this whole idea that Nehru did this to Sardar, and it is so tragic and hurtful, when you know the truth.
And childish.
So, yeah. So I think, and to all the criticism that there will be criticism. Uh, this is what it was, right? This is history, and this is what we've inherited: good, bad, ugly. And
Absolutely.
you show it for what it is.
Yeah, completely. And I think that a lot of people who are waiting to basically say, oh, this is from this person's point of view and this perspective, and okay, we know what Nikhil's politics are, etc. Will be a little will I think will enjoy the fact that we've tried to tell everybody's point of view and story the way we think that it should would have been. These guys were
Right.
giants, right?
Yeah.
Giants get lost inside the Viceroy's house.
Yeah.
There's a scene where he says कि मुझे वक्त चाहिए सोचने के लिए and Sardar says मैं तो दिल का मरीज हूँ
Oh,
तुम्हारे
yeah. What a drama king, yeah. So it's so lovely. I really enjoyed it. And Nikhil, how much of this is season one and season
7
two?
episodes are season 1 and 8 episodes are season 2.
Okay, so and great. So, if you can do, please request them to send me some of the other seasons. I'd love
Baba,
to, some of the other
the
episodes.
other
I'd love to
episodes will
watch them.
come to you by, I think, if at all, if they agree by Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm still finalizing them. I'm still doing my final mix and this thing. When I showed Danish in early March the first set of scenes, he looked at me like
Huh,
this. I know we said next year, but can we come in
huh.
November? And I said, yes.
Right. Yeah, but I think he could see the potential and what it was. So terrific. So, Nikhil, you'll be, I mean, history's favorite child. First you do Rocket Boys, then you do this. I mean,
And
you can't
now,
top this.
Kaveri, I'm doing three other things for
What?
which is based in 1951. One in base
Oh,
is 1911 to 1915, and the other is
uh,
based in 1942 to 1991.
wow.
So basically, Netflix and Amazon both think that okay, Rocket Boys or Freedom at Midnight के costume, prop, गाड़ियाँ पेन टाइपराइटर सब
Just
पड़े
use it.
होंगे इतना बजट पे खर्चा नहीं होगा
So that of course you can't tell me, or can you, what you're doing next?
We are doing the Revolutionary is happening for Amazon. That has already been announced.
Right. Sanjeev, right?
Uh,
Sanjeev's book.
yeah, Sanjeev's book,
Yeah.
which I am writing and working on right now, show running it, all that. And then we are doing two other period stuff for Netflix, which I can't talk about.
Wow. Terrific. I really felt I was watching what Meera Nair calls a suitable boy, The Crown in Brown. Seriously, it really was like that.
No,
So
beautifully
terrific.
shot, and it's wonderfully, the production design is great, and so I'm
So
very
lovely.
happy with the.
Anyway, I love period, and this is so well done. Thank you so much. And looking forward to watching the rest of it as well. Thank
I'll
you.
send you as soon as they allow me. I'll send it to
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All the
Kavi. See
best.
you
Bye.
very soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye.